Hello, if you have come to Conscious Charlotte website to learn more about making a perfect cup of ceremonial grey cacao, you're watching the right video. However, in this video I will also be talking about why Keys Cacao is the best cacao brand to drink and what shapes and sizes it comes in. So it will be one video that you will have to watch to find out everything you need about your cacao ritual. So let's get started. Keys Cacao is a small brand in Guatemala, and I have paid them a visit to make sure that what they're talking about online is actually the thing that is happening in reality. So if you trust me, you can trust Keys Cacao. When I visited, I met people who work there. I went to the rainforest where they gather cacao. I recognized how much work goes into the whole process, and I also bought some other cacao from that same location to make sure that it's not any cacao from that region that makes you experience this bliss, the reason of why we're even drinking it. If you don't know what kind of bliss I'm talking about because you have never tasted ceremonial grade cacao before, I suggest you stay tuned because I will also be telling you how you can do it at home alone or how you can visit me in Charlotte, North Carolina for a ceremony. So ceremonial grade cacao is ceremonial because of the active ingredients that are inside and their proportions. So theobromine, the active ingredient that plays a role in that blood flow activation, in being able to drop into your heart space and out of your mind, is at a very high level comparing to the caffeine level. Yes, cacao does include caffeine. It's very small, about the amount that decaf coffee has, and the ratio of caffeine to theobromine, the heart opening molecule or the bliss molecule, is what plays a role whether that cacao can be used in ceremonial setting or not. So this cacao is sold in 3 versions, all serve their beautiful purpose. There is the smallest size, it looks like a chocolate bar. You can use this for gifts. This is very good if you don't know if that person is really into cacao, but you want to kind of slide that into the door to make sure that they experience a sip of bliss, then this is a good way to go. Also, you can carry it around and break off little pieces, little bites, and eat it whenever you are out of energy or need a little uplift or a little emotional shift. You can also, if you do some performance exercises, you can use that on the way. If you're biking, if you're swimming, I don't know, if you're diving, bring this with you, and whenever you need it, break it off and see how to enhance whatever it is you're trying to do. Another size is just beans, so it's a bag of beans, while this is pressed into a brick, a small bar. This are just the beans. When you open the paper, you get a bag that has just beans inside, and I just wanted to make sure that you know what they look like. So I unpacked them, and these beans you can also use in food. You can use it as decoration, or you can just put it behind your cheek and wait for that to dissolve, or you can eat it. And that is the same effect as from the bar. I personally love that for on the go whenever you don't have the water to mix it as a drink. And you don't have to deal with the crumbling effect of it if you're breaking it off in the bar, if you're not planning on using the whole thing right away. So this is my favorite to-go version for non-ceremony and non-drinking. This is like a snack. This is like the kind bar, the protein bar, the shake, the crackers, whatever nonsense you're eating. This is the best nutrition that you're going to see in your life, for the biggest source of magnesium, for the best fat, for I don't want to separate all of the ingredients like antioxidants and theobromine and a bunch of things that are in Latin that you can read on my website. I want to say that it is a natural product that has not been separated by any human. So basically the only thing that happened to this is it has been roasted, it has been dried by the sun and roasted slightly by people and then peeled. So there used to be a small layer of peel and that has been removed. So nothing has been done, no sugar has been added, and because it is a natural product, the way how the compounds are, without nothing happening to them but a little bit of fermentation, this is the whole product that will help you become whole. I hope that statement was not too overwhelming for you. I truly believe that that is helping us puzzle ourselves together, and that is why I think that this is the best self-care you can purchase for yourself in terms of nutrition, in terms of inner work ally, in terms of fun and entertainment. This is really good for ecstatic dance, for meditation, for anything that you do to be better inside out. All right, now let's get to the third variation of packaging of Keys Cacao, and that is a pound of the paste in size of the brick. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to unpack it and prepare that for our use. So because it is a pound, it will be enough for 16 daily servings, which is an ounce per cup, or 8 ceremonial servings. So I typically drink cacao every day and I go through 2 of these packages, so 2 pounds a month. That costs you $100, best money you will ever invest in your health. So what we're going to do, we're going to use a knife to remove the upper packaging, which is just paper. And believe it or not, people are packaging it by hand. So there's no factory operation that is stamping it equal to every brick. So every brick is unique. Every brick has been touched by a human being, and with so much love and so much care, you have no idea. Then as soon as we open it, we already are being hit with a wonderful aroma of pure chocolate, real chocolate, 100% chocolate, and it immediately sends excitement up my system, and I hope that will do the same thing for you. So a second layer is a layer of plastic, and voila, we have removed that. And I want to remind you at this moment that it's always good to stop and smell the roses. And cacao is not a flower, it's a fruit now, and it's okay to smell the fruits as well, especially if they're going to go into your system. I would like to make sure that you understand that conscious eating is just as important as selecting what you're eating. So yes, I am telling you that this is the most nutrient-packed food out there. Cacao is. You can Google it, research it, and that is all great, and you can drink it just like you would drink vodka if you want to. But if you are going to understand that this has been alive and it has decided to give up life to merge with you so that you can improve your life, and if you can feel the goosebumps of gratitude, and feel if you can feel something special about it before you drink it, while you drink it, or it's not even just about cacao, it's about any food, and of course water as well, anything that goes inside of you. Sometimes, now more often than other times, I'm sending gratitude to the water that's coming out of the shower head for me. I have not always been like this. I am very much thankful to all plant and animal medicine, for all the nature that has been in my life to get me from a very frustrated, unsatisfied woman into the person that I am today. But back to our cacao. So I already felt like breaking it in half, and just to show you how simple it is. So once you open it up, I highly recommend that you have something to put it in, so that you don't have to pack it back into the plastic and then break it up for another use. I say prepare cacao once a month or once a week, however often you want to hold it and work with it and put in the new intentions. You can do 2 bricks once a month, so you can do 1 brick once a week, whatever your frequency is going to be. But you will need to have a container where you're going to keep it. I want to say a couple things about the container. It needs to be not plastic. It can be something that does not let air in and out. It doesn't have to be vacuum sealed. But so that the aroma does not escape and so that not too much oxidation is happening. So I personally love that, because it is glass. It can melt if you keep it too close to the stove that you're cooking on. So be mindful that you keep it out of heat, including the sun, of course. So don't host it in the refrigerator. Did I say host it? Hold it? Keep it. Do not put it in the refrigerator. So once you have broken it down, you will know whether that brick particularly, I told you they're all unique, is going to be soft or hard. Some of them, whenever this process of what's called blooming is happening, that is whenever the fat is being separated from other compounds, that becomes nice and tan like this, so not super brown. Whenever it's brown like this, you know it's going to be hard to break and you're going to need a knife. And so I prepared a knife, but we're not going to need it for this brick. I just wanted to let you know that if you open your brick and it's not as soft as you just saw in this video, you're just going to use a knife and just cut it, okay? Just cut it like if you would cut cheese or sausage or anything. But whenever you notice that it's so soft, we're not going to penetrate it with any sharp objects. We're actually going to use the energy of our hands and to make sure that it merges with cacao, that it merges with our intention. Before I started filming this video, I prepared the space a little bit by playing the music that I enjoy to get me into the right mood. I made sure that it is the right time. I'm not doing it on any schedule. I just realized that I'm out of cacao and I picked Friday, 3 o'clock to do that, because I felt that that's when I want to do that. So I have a fire going here. I have a little bit of Palo Santo. You can use sage. You can use anything that you want to bring yourself into the meditative state. I don't sage cacao particularly. It is just for me to get me out of my head and into the beautiful companionship with this magical chocolate. So you have your container here and you're just going to break it, maybe not right in there, but on the paper that I have prepared here, so that you can see if there are any bigger pieces that need to be broken up. You can also use, if you're a really busy person who does not have the time to break every little bubble, every little piece of stuck molecules of chocolate, you can also use a mixer. So you're just going to put the pieces, maybe you can cut it in quarter, you can use pieces, big pieces to put in there, and then make sure that when you spin it, you don't spin it for too long, because of the heat from the knife, the cacao can melt. And if you're not planning on preparing a dessert with it, then it's best not to do that for too long. So maybe 15 seconds, maximum 30, just see. It does not take long to become powder. Why do you want it to become powder? Well, just like when you grind your coffee, right, you are extracting more of the flavor and aroma and caffeine out of it. The same thing with cacao. Whenever we're going to be mixing it with water, we're going to be using something to make sure that the consistency is smooth. And if you like it chunky, and if you like your cacao or coffee to settle on the bottom of the cup, then you don't have to go through any of this. You can just throw this into the water and and mix it with a spoon. But I'm here to tell you, after many experience and experiments with making some not very well tasting cups of cacao, and thank you to my friends who were drinking it chunky and poorly mixed and with a strange consistence where it was either just chocolate or just water. I'm here to tell you how to make it delicious. Because first I was thinking about it, well, I'm just going to say it's medicine and you should drink it like it's medicine. Doesn't matter if it tastes bitter, because it does taste bitter. It doesn't matter if it's chunky. All you have to do is just swallow it and see what happens to you, because for a longest time I was this person who result mattered more than the process. So I was all about the result. I used to be a body worker, and so people came to me and my goal was to get them out of pain and as fast as possible, because I didn't know if they're gonna come back again. So I hurt a lot of people in the process, while it could have been done more pleasant, and the result could have been the same. So now, being a little bit more upgraded in my mindset, I am going to teach you how to make cacao taste very good, at the same time being medicine, so that if you want to share that with your relatives, with your family, friends, boss, co-workers, children, that they're not going to turn away and say no, thank you. So we're breaking it down. And because I'm recording this video, I don't have a chance to sing or talk to it, but you can totally do that if you want to. You can keep the music playing and singing along. You can just hum something. You can set your intentions. I wanted to mention that if you are following the times of the moon, then it's nice if you can do that on a new moon or around the new moon, maybe on the darkest night, right before the new moon comes out, where the mind and our emotions are the most neutral or the least visible. So then you can be in your heart space a little bit easier. You can sense the coming of the new beginning. You're going to be less stressed, and you will have a better clarity and vision for what is that you need for the upcoming month of the moon, which is 28 days, which is almost a month. So we are just a couple days after the new moon here and spring equinox, so it's a very special time to prepare this. Whenever you're setting your intentions, you can already visualize that this is happening. So for example, let's pick something very simple, and you want a new job to appear for you. You're just going to imagine all of the details about you already working at this job. You're going to see how comfortably you sit behind the desk, or how you're driving without traffic to your customers, or how you're providing the most beneficial healing, and how your clients are happily leaving your office and sending the referrals. You are going to visualize how you feel going home and how you feel waking up, and things like that. So we are almost done with breaking the pound of our chocolate, and I am just going to bring that into the container. And if you do not have any intentions, which can happen, I rarely meet people who don't have goals, intentions, it's very similar. Plans, you can you can speak your plan to the cacao, and then trust that it will come to fruition. So if you don't have any intentions, goals, or plans for this specific time period, that's even better. Because if your mind is not set on anything, you might be surprised by some absolute magic that you were not expecting at all to come your way. And so you can just say, please bring me anything that I am ready for. Take me to the next level, and you can always manifest the highest flowering of your being that is possible. All right, so now that we have it here, I'm going to take you through the process of how to make a cup of cacao. So we are going to need a cup, right? So I have this very special cup from Cacao that somebody made by hand in Guatemala. I just want to bring your attention to things that are made by hand. It's so special that somebody created this by hand and you are holding it in your hands. And while many things are made by machines right now, it's just very special to hold items in your home that are handmade, knowing that somebody went through all the labor because they actually enjoy that. So we have a cup, we're gonna need water. I am going to turn on the kettle. I have to talk about the heat of the water for a little bit to make sure that you do not burn any of the active ingredients in cacao, so that you are not going to be drinking it and saying, I don't feel anything, because everything is gone by the powerful transformative power of the heat. So you want the water to be as hot as if you could hold the finger inside, you would not burn yourself, okay? So they say around 120, 140 degrees. Some kettles do not have that temperature on there. So if you can stop the boiling process somewhere halfway, just a little bit above halfway through, or leave it to cool off. Then we're going to need a spoon. So I have found this beautiful spoon that measures exactly an ounce, which is a daily serving, and I love it because it's just beautiful. It fits perfectly in my hand, and it's one thing that I need to do. If you're not ready to purchase any fancy equipment to make your cacao, then it's also possible to use a tablespoon. In this case scenario, for one daily serving, you're gonna need 2 spoons. I don't think it was a good idea to turn on the kettle right by the microphone as I'm talking through the video, but I need hot water and it's almost there, so bear with me. If you have another fancy spoon, you can use a scale, and you can put the spoon on the scale, measure how much it weighs, then take cacao and measure it again. Subtract one from another, then you're going to figure out how much your spoon holds, and you can use that for your cacao. 1 ounce per 6 ounces of water is the suggested recipe on the back of the package, so that you can always remember that whenever you're unpacking your cacao. I think that should be enough for our water to heat. I would like to speak a little bit more about the dose of daily and ceremonial, because while the cacao is ceremonial, no matter whether you're going to do 1 spoon, 2 spoons, or 10 spoons, any medicine becomes medicine by the dosage, right? And then it can become harmful. So we want to make sure that you know how to serve it. So if you have any medical conditions that you are aware about, heart conditions specifically, hormonal conditions, if you're on any antidepressants, if you have some digestive issues, consult with your doctor. If you are not ready to consult with your doctor whether you should drink ceremonial grade cacao or not, just trust yourself with the smallest dose. So take 1/2 ounce, which is 1 tablespoon, and mix it with a little bit less water, or keep 6 ounces of water if you are okay with the taste being very light. Okay, so and then just sit with it, don't drink it on the go. Sit with it, take a first sip, see how it feels. If you feel like finishing it, finish it and see what happens. If nothing outrageous happens, I would say increase your dose to that of a daily dose, which is 1 ounce or 2 tablespoons. If you are not doing the daily dose, but you're doing a ceremonial dose, then it is best to do 4 tablespoons or 2 ounces. So when should you do daily dose and when should you do ceremonial dose? I would say that on any days where you're planning on doing some extra inner work. So I would say for outer work, being with your co-workers, being with normal people, being outside, having to do something, not being able to close your eyes. That is when you do the daily dose. When you run out of the house and you just want to drink it on the go, daily dose. Whenever you start to work out and you want the extra energy before that, daily dose. Whenever you are down with energy and it's 5 o'clock and you want to have a drink that's non-alcoholic but still will give you that relaxing state, daily dose. When you're going to do a ceremonial dose, if you have a whole day ahead of you and you don't have to be anywhere, you can meditate. So let's say it's Sunday, you can wake up and have a ceremonial dose in the morning, and it might last you until the sunset. If you are going somewhere, it can be with other people, but the group setting is meant to do inner work such as breath work, ecstatic dance, maybe some yoga. No, the yoga that people do in the United States, where it's just physical practices, don't do that. I meant yoga retreat or anything like that, where you go there to know that things are going to be releasing, things are going to be happening, and everyone will know that about you, and they will probably participate in that. So if you have to have a heart-to-heart conversation with somebody, make sure that they also do have some cacao, because it will be like a drunk person talking to a sober person. You're going to be a little bit on the different levels, unless that person who you're planning on talking to is already wide, heart open, and you are the one trying to get to their level. So I think I've said enough, and I poured the ounce of cacao inside of the cup. Next thing, we're just going to make sure that the water is not too hot. That is perfect. And pour just enough to cover the cacao, because what we're going to do right now is we're going to whip it like the milk. So I just have some hair. Pardon me. I just have this whisker here, and I'm going to put it in and start shaking it up. While you do that, you can additionally put intentions and good thoughts in your cup. Or you can start putting the attention on your breath and on your body, because you can trust your body, you cannot trust your mind. So perhaps when you are whisking it, frothing it, you can actually ask for your mind to take a back seat, because you won't need it anymore. When you're drinking cacao, some thoughts, some realizations can come to you. So that's very natural, that's beautiful, especially if you let your baggage that's already present in your mind go. That's when it's going to happen. So it does have bubbles. I hope you can see that. It's beautiful. So whenever there's foam, you know that you have whisked it enough. And now we can add the spices. Let's talk about the spices real quick. So you can drink it nude. This is the way I recommend, completely pure. So you can add extra water first. I don't measure what is 6 ounces anymore. I just add water, and if it's too thick, I can always add more water after I'm halfway through, or if I am drinking it too slow on a particular day, I can keep on adding water and make the drinking ritual be actually a couple of hours. So you can try it like this first, and then if it's absolutely non-doable, you can add the spices. So the first spice, if it can be called a spice, can be sugar, right? So sugar comes in different ways to us, and I have been experimenting with beautiful sugars. One of my favorite is date sugar now, but you can use brown sugar, you can use jaggery powder, you can use white sugar if you want to, you can use honey, although some honey tastes are a little bit odd. You can use manuka honey, I mean any sweetener that is in your household, put it in, see how it does. At this time I'm just going to add a little bit of date sugar. And my second favorite spice, sometimes I skip the sugar, but I rarely skip this one, is of course cayenne pepper. So some of you may know this as Mexican hot chocolate. I don't want to say it in that way. I just want to say that cacao is already a heart-opening beverage, and if you add cayenne pepper, it is going to not only open it, it's going to heat it up, it's going to elevate it, it's going to transform whatever limitations were around it. In fact, what I am hearing right now is that anything that's preventing your heart to open can burn a little easier with this hot spice. So I'm going to add just a little bit. You know, some days I am more hot and so I need less of that spice. Some days I'm really watery or really earthy, and or the atmosphere is really damp, you know, if it's raining or if it's cloudy or during the winter when it's cold, and I am really generous with that spice. There is also a popular spices like cinnamon, cardamom, nutmeg, I mean any spices that you like. If they sound good to you, feel free to experiment. Don't go by what I just say. And I would not mix it anymore, because depending on your cup, it can be ending up on your clothes. I have tried that many times. So if you do have a spoon, or you can just use the frother without turning it on, you can mix it and it's ready to drink.